Flumbo would be later reused and given to a familiar character that would debut very briefly in the franchise's 7th entry, and later become the main character of the franchise's 8th entry. This character would also fittingly become a kind of an original version of Banban, much like how Flumbo was the original name of Banban. Which, as a bonus fact, is voiced by Daniel Walton, an absolute legend, who also voiced characters in some of the Euphoric Brothers' older games. And also, as another fun little fact, there's a 9 a.m. clock icon for the Flumbo clock that never appears in the game. In fact, every clock icon that has ever appeared in the franchise has a 9 a.m. variant that's never used. This is because the clock starts at 10 a.m. and stops at 3 p.m. But what if I told you that these aren't the only things related to Flumbo that were scrapped or unused? Flumbo's introduction in Garten of Banban Anti-Devil took perhaps the most amount of time to write and perfect, with many sequences originally planned to play out very differently from how they ended up being. In the many original scripts, as well as the final script, the plot is relatively the same up until the point where you open Flumbo's closet for the very first time. Although the prison sequence was a lot crazier originally, but that we'll discuss in future episodes of Banban Chronicles. In the final version of the script, you approach the closet as normal, only to find Banban already there right before he was going to open it to let Flumbo out. Banban then greets you and explains afterwards that he was sent there to bring someone that was in the closet. However, as soon as he opens the closet slightly, Flumbo would sprint out and run away from both you and Banban. He tells you to follow him into the Garten of Banban Zero area, where he tells you that the person he's looking for thinks he's still playing hide and seek, and that he must be somewhere in the area. You then play a short game with Banban where you try to find Flumbo in the Garten of Banban Zero area, which Flumbo eventually loses when you both catch him. You'd then all board the train together like the final script, but the events that happen inside were also changed. Instead of being shocked that Syringin wants to hunt you down, Banban was originally meant to already know that. And that on the train, he'd call Syringin via a walkie-talkie, telling him he's got Flumbo, but not the human. He'd tell you that Syringin has everyone under control using shock collars placed around their necks, including the Jivanium citizens. He'd tell you that the machine that allows him to shock the collars of anyone in the facility is right in his office, and that Banban himself has the chip that could completely hijack and stop the machine. And that he himself can't go back with it because he'll get searched, and if they find it, he'll be caught. So he gives it to the player and tells them to meet back with him in the tower using the back door. Sound familiar? The player would then be dropped off at the old clinic and then have to make their way through, similar to the final version of the script. Although the sequence of the old clinic itself, too, was also changed quite a bit, but that's for another video. The player would make their way into the tower, up the elevator, plant the chip where Banban wanted it, and then enter Syringin's office to find Flumbo strapped to a bed. Once again, similar to the final version of the script. Flumbo is freed, Syringin discovers that Flumbo is freed, then Flumbo grabs you and you both jump off the balcony together to find yourself awakening in the Jivanium village. And although there are many other things that were changed from the original scripts and the final script that will need to be discussed in later episodes, this is all we can share in this episode regarding Flumbo's involvement, as not to spoil too much of the future episodes. For example, the fact that a very familiar character was meant to appear in Garten of Banban Anti-Devil and play a major role, but never did, as to save his reappearance for a later game. Or the fact that the remote was not originally meant to shoot electricity and instead do something completely different, but just as cool. But wait, what's that cute little Banban plushie doing here? Stay tuned for the next episode of the Banban Chronicles, where the secrets and history of another character will be revealed. Comment down below which character you want to learn more about next. And keep on flumboing! That doesn't work as well. Keep on banbanning!
Keep on flamboyant. Apalah. Dan habis? Habis ke? Hello? Hello? Habis ke? Ya, dah habis. Dah habis, yes. Okay. Itu dia episod 5. Rahsia pasal flumbo. Dan nama asal dia banban asal. Okay, tu je. Bye-bye.